my mom right now, and she's keeping my babies for me so that you and me can sneak away just for a minute. I want to go to a thrift store here in North Carolina. My mom has her butt warmers on, and it's a little too warm for butt warmers, I gotta tell ya. All right, butt warmers have been turned off. We don't need those in this heat. How are y'all? Are y'all surviving the summer? Are y'all surviving? Listen, I know I've been complaining about the heat, but I'm actually okay with it as long as I'm near some water. And my mom and dad have a pool, and we have had so much fun swimming in the pool every single day. So if I look a little tan, that's why. We celebrated my dad's birthday, and that was so much fun. And I love coming to my mom's house because it brings back so many nostalgic feelings, you know? It got me thinking about starting some content. I like to share homemaking content too, along with the decor. I'm like, I should start a series of cooking like a 90s mom. Just like simple, cozy meals without all the fluff and all of that. I miss those days, don't you? Where like life was so simple. There wasn't, you know, such an aesthetic vibe all the time. Like everything had to be a certain way. It was just like functional and easy and just go with the flow. I miss those times. So we might be bringing that back. And we're gonna carry on those nostalgic vibes over to this thrift store. So come on, let's go see what they got. All right, we're here, guys. You know what? Never judge a book by its cover, okay? I've never been here before. There might be some amazing things in here. Let's check it out. Right away, I see this wicker trunk. And it's super cool, in great condition, besides this right here. This is like wooden handles, really, really cute. Great for toy storage, blankets. I love that. Oh, it's so tiny. Hello.
Getting lost is time not wasted, as long as it's with you. Unknown roads and foreign places that we're traveling through. We could drive round in circles, any place will do. Endless days and fields of purple in our car's review, and crowds are always few. When I get lost with you, we'll stray away from the avenue. We'll stray away from the avenue. Getting lost is time not wasted, as long as it's with you.
Y'all, before we go to this next place, I want to show you what I got. I was not planning on really buying anything in here. I actually came to the car and was getting ready to leave, and then I went back. Let me tell you why. First things first, Nifty Thrifty is a small place in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Don't got a lot of stuff, okay? Very small, humble place. I didn't think I was going to spend too much time in there. Now, they did have some pretty glassware that would be perfect for, you know, holding some fresh flowers, putting by your kitchen sink, on your dining room table. I did consider taking one of those home, but I ended up not doing that. I grabbed this for $1.50. Obviously, we're gonna take off this sweet little bow that somebody glued on there with every single bit of mite that they had. So hopefully we can get that off, but we can always turn it this way. And then it would be cute with like greenery hanging out of it, like on my peg shelves or something like that. Just thought this was a cute little basket. I love a good basket with a handle that I can hang somewhere. Then, y'all saw the trunk, okay, in the beginning. And I thought, okay, I really, really loved that. But they wanted it for $25, and I just did not, I don't know. When I was inside, I saw a really pretty silver set. And I'm into brass and copper, you guys know that, but they were wanting to give this for such a good deal. I actually called Melissa. She's my go-to girly for all things vintage. 81616 Renewed if you're not following her on Instagram. She goes live on Poshmark all the time. She's a reseller. She finds the most precious gems. And I thought I found something for her. I was so excited. I was like, do you want this? They're asking for $20 for the entire set. And she said no, that she had just gotten something very, very similar to that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pass. I bought the basket, came back to the car, and then I ended up sitting in the car for a second and I started imagining, let me know if you do this. Like, do you ever just sit and think about something that doesn't exist as if it exists? Like, I don't have a vintage booth of my own right now. Like, I don't have a tiny section in one of those antique malls with, you know, some treasures that I found that I can go in and style for people and then they buy them from me. Like, I don't have that yet. But like in my mind, I'm already a reseller and I needed to get that. So I got it. I think I am gonna resell it, but I do want to style it with you. Look how stinking gorgeous this tray is. It's got little feet on it. Like, it's so very pretty. And it's huge. It is huge. And on top of it was the cutest little teapots. Cute. Like, one's a little smaller than the other. And a creamer and a sugar. So I just love the little feet on it. Like, so much detailing. It's so very pretty. And if I'm not gonna style with it, maybe I will and keep it for a bit and then sell it. I don't know. But it was such a good deal. I couldn't pass it up, and I was just imagining it in the booth that I don't have yet. I'm thinking about it. I'm manifesting it in Jesus' name. All right, let's go. Let's go look at this antique store that's literally 4 minutes away from here and see what we can find. And don't mind this pimple, but it kind of looks like a mole. I don't know. All right, y'all, we have arrived at Rooster Town Antique and Village Mall. Let's see what this is about. I walked in and was immediately greeted by the store's owner, and she was so super friendly. I knew that I was just going to love this place. There were so many treasures to the right, to the left. When I looked up, when I looked down, there were treasures everywhere. So much so that I had to walk around at least 3 times to make sure I saw it all. Looking back at this footage, I wish I would have looked at that bowl that the bunny is sitting in, because that is one gorgeous bowl. I do wonder how much it was. I also loved these candlestick holders. I thought that there were just so many cute vintage finds everywhere in this store. I loved this big old wicker basket. These were interesting to me. I didn't know what they were, but I thought that they looked really cool. And one thing that this store definitely had a lot of is baskets and cute chairs. They had cute chairs everywhere I turned. I could find a cute vintage chair, and they also had a lot of tables that could be used for a coffee table, a side table, different types of risers, and just lots of interesting booths that had a mix of both the old and the new, which you know I love. One thing that will always catch my eye is brass, and this mall had a lot of brass to offer. And look at this beautiful Falstaff collection. It was so very pretty and so beautifully displayed. I don't know why, y'all, but this trunk of rusty, crusty goodness just kept pulling me in. I looked in it a couple of times. I didn't disturb it or pick through it, but I just love the way that the person who styled it just perfectly placed all the dingy and dusty stuff. I loved this jug or vase. It's just so beautiful and distressed. We will circle back and look at this booth again because they had some books, and they had some from every single year except the year I wanted. So I wanted a Christmas cookbook from 1989 because that's the year that I was born, and I couldn't find one. I was so bummed. But look at this beautiful artwork, the swans on the lake. I loved that piece of artwork and the coloring of it also. And I'm telling you, there were adorable chairs around every corner. I wanted to show you guys this cabinet so bad. I loved this cabinet. I loved the ducks. And then also, I'm always showing you different ways to style stuff, and this person used their candle holders as bookends, and I thought that that was such a cute idea. This booth had everything 40% off, which I thought was really fun. I looked around and tried to find some pieces that I absolutely loved. I did find this copper pitcher with the feet. Oh my gosh, I loved this so much. And this amber glass bowl. I thought it would be really pretty to hold some fruit or greenery, or in the fall to hold some little mini pumpkins. I thought that would be really, really nice. I was absolutely obsessed with this Santa on this rocking horse. I was just dying to have this, but it was $50. So unfortunately, I left it right there on the mantle. They had another one on the floor without the Santa, which I thought was also beautiful. These would be so perfect on a mantle or on a shelf. It just really brings in those nostalgic vintage Christmas vibes. Y'all, I was in some type of imaginary land looking at this vintage gathering basket as it was labeled. Look how beautiful this is. I was imagining myself walking through my beautiful cottage garden, picking up some vegetables and fruits out of the garden. But you guys know, if you've been here a while, you know I'm a killer of all living plants. And I don't know why, but I just have a dream of having my own garden, and maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I will, but I have been known to kill a plant. again with the perfect chair and a basket on top. I loved that combination. That chair was so beautiful. And you know what else was beautiful? This dough bowl. But it was like $100 and something. It was like $140, it says. Ooh. I said, well, it's just gonna have to stay there. But it was perfectly imperfect, and I did imagine styling it with some pumpkins and ornaments, just, you know, all for the seasons. This booth over here to me was so fun. I loved this Christmas tin. They had so many to choose from, and I kind of regret not grabbing one for Christmas because they were only like $7 a piece. Cabinet right here full of pewter. I knew that this cabinet would be someone's dream cabinet. Now prepare yourself, because that's some pretty bad camera skills right there in the beginning, but it all evens out. Here is a beautiful brass candlestick holder, and then we had so much brass right there next to where they had the cabinet full of pewter, and there were some pieces in here that really caught my eye. And you guys, I could not wait to show you this vintage winter wonderland. I was just in awe of this collection. And then I was over here looking at this one, and then I turned around and there was even more seasonal decor. They did have some Halloween stuff. I mean, this place just had such a beautiful blend of both old and new. So many things to look at, and you were able to shop for any and every season, and it was just so much fun. Look at this. We literally just left Nifty Thrifty with something very similar to that, and so that was an exciting find for me. In the comments down below, what is it that you look for when you are out shopping in these vintage stores? Are you looking for certain things to add to your collection? Do you go in with a plan, or do you just let the store speak to you until you find something that you absolutely love? The only thing that I was on the hunt for, that I was hoping to find at a reasonable price, is like a small countertop cabinet. And I saw it on Mother Time's channel a while back. I think she got hers from Decor Steals or Vintage Farmhouse, something or other. I'm not sure. But even though I know I can buy it from that website, I've always hoped to find it at one of these stores. Something similar. It's like a tiny pie safe. And I just feel like that would add so much warmth and character to my countertop, since my kitchen is all white. Loved this kitchen artwork. I thought it was so pretty. And look at this chair, guys. Look at this chair. It was so cool. And I thought of Traditions by the Seasons. Liz, she loves that Mackenzie Childs look, and I was like, this would be so cute in her kitchen, like in the corner. I loved that chair. another one of these collections. Now this one I probably would like take home and keep forever, but also get ready for nightmares. Nightmares. I don't know, these dolls scare me so much, but look at this one. I held her up and only one eye opened. I was like, girl, I feel you. I feel you. I do want to tell you a story about my fear of those dolls and why they scare me so much. But first, let me show you this really adorable mini lamp. I thought that was so cute. And this is actually a lamp shade, but I don't know if you remember, because it was a while back, I used something like this as a vase for faux flowers, but you could always put a little cup on the inside with water for fresh flowers if you wanted to. But anyway, about the dolls, which I feel like I would feel the same way about these busts that everyone decorates with. I feel like in the middle of the night, I would be uncomfortable with having those in my house. But I stayed the night at a friend's house and she had those dolls like lined up on her dresser, and I remember looking at them and I swore up and down one of them was blinking at me, and I was like, no, we're calling my mom ASAP. Get me out of here. Looking crazy, but I just left and I spent so much time, the camera does not want to stay still, sorry. I spent so much time in there because I wanted to make sure I captured all of the beauty that was around me. I loved this place so much. I spoke with the owner. She was so super friendly and nice. And I told her every single time I come to Fayetteville, I'm gonna have to come and visit her store. There's just so much to see. It's almost too much to see. You have to kind of walk around 2 or 3 times to make sure you don't miss anything. Each booth is owned by separate vendors, so there's different deals in different booths. And there was so much, you guys. I loved a lot of what I saw, but I practiced a lot of self-restraint, because we just went to that other thrift store, but I did leave with something. She wrapped these up for me so very nicely, but I'm gonna take them out so I can show you what I got. Now, we just did a Christmas in July video. I had some people who really thought I was cracking up. I had some people who really thought that I decorated for Christmas in July. Like, all my Christmas stuff is out. And I was like, girl, you crazy. See, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. I'm not that crazy. It takes me forever to decorate for Christmas. There ain't no way in the world I'm gonna go up in the attic, or make my husband go up in the attic and take all that stuff down, put it up, and then put it all back up, and then bring it back down for Christmas. I mean, I don't got a screw loose. I'll tell you that right now. That was footage from last year. But you know what? Looking at that really got me thinking. Like, it really got me thinking about Christmas and fall. Because before you know it, the Burr months are gonna be here. September, October, November, December. It's gonna be here before we know it. Anyway, I got something. I had to get this now. I try my best not to buy stuff that I already have, obviously. As a person who loves vintage and antiques, we have a tendency to gravitate towards certain things and then collect them almost to the point where it's like gets out of hand, you know? So you guys know I love my brass. But I have nothing of this sort. Nothing, okay? And I've never seen anything like this. And I could not leave this store without this. And I was thinking about Christmas time. Are you kidding me? Guys. I don't know who cannot think about Christmas, even though it's, what is the car saying? 90 degrees? Whatever. I'm thinking about Christmas. I'm taking this rocking horse brass candle holder home with me. And it's gonna bring me so much joy to bring this out. when Christmas time comes. Can you? You know, I told you guys, I love vintage. Vintage Christmas is like what I would love to capture in my home. This to me says vintage Christmas. It says happiness. It says toy shop. It says all the happy, joyful things of Christmas. So I'm really excited that I found that. And I think I got it for like, I think both of these were around $12. I'm not sure. The next thing that I got. So we went forward, now we're gonna go back. We talked about Christmas, and I told you guys in my Christmas in July video, I was like, I'm not thinking about Christmas. I'm not even thinking about fall. Well, guess what? Your girl, inspired. I can't snap. I don't have a good snap. Your girl was inspired in there with fall things. I was thinking about fall, and I, again, lover of brass, could not walk out without this. Look how incredibly stunning this leaf candle holder is. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. This is like the kind of stuff, like this right here is the kind of stuff that like I want my kids to want. Like when I'm gone, they're gonna remember this little rocking horse and they're gonna fight over this. And somebody's gonna say, fine, I'll take the leaf. I love it so much. I love it so much. So I think we had a good haul, and I'm so excited about everything that I got. I do have some ideas in my mind. Like once I get home, we can style some of these pieces. I know I talked about reselling the teacups, not teacups, tea kettles or teapots in the tray. I'm really considering doing that, but we can play with it first. And I want to do that. I want to put some candles in my new little candle holders for fall and Christmas and just style it so I can kind of see and get an idea of what it would look like. But unfortunately, we're not home yet, so I can't style it with you today, but we are going to do it in a video coming up real soon, because guess what? I got to take my 4th of July stuff down. And some people leave that up. Some people leave that up until fall, but I think I want to take it all down and just have a clean slate, a neutral, clean slate until fall, because fall comes and it's like pumpkins threw up in my house. And so I think I need a moment to breathe and just have everything really simple and minimal in tabby fashion. Okay, maybe not to you, but to me it's gonna be slightly minimal. So we'll do that when we get home and style some of this stuff together. But I'm so thankful that you chose to come hang out with me today. I hope that you will subscribe so that we can hang out again. Don't forget to leave me a comment, even if it's just an emoji. That's all it takes, and it helps my channel out so much. I love you. Thank you for your friendship, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.